Guys and girls, IAS aspirants, your UPSC preliminary examination is scheduled in next month, that is 40 days, I think it has been left. And your booster dose, your booster class is going on to achieve the target, that is 50 questions out of 100, and you are achieving the level of 35-40. Please join with us to ensure that success. IAS, by the IAS, that is Prisha IAS, and questions directly came out from you people, that issues involved in enforcement of environmental legislation and law. सीधा सा कह रहा है कि environmental issues को लागू करने के लिए, to implement that environmental legislation and law, what issues involved, क्या मुद्दे उसमें कवर होते हैं, what the measures and issues are covered. First thing is that whenever Parliament try to make any law, the procedure starts by putting the draft and discussion and second round discussion, after that approval. So whenever the discussions parts take place, there is enormous oppositions from the opposition party. Even some government member of parliament also try to oppose in the during the discussion of the issue. So that problem, issues involved by the legislature state in the parliament during the discussion on the subject, whatever subject pertaining to the law is being carried out by the parliament, that is always opposed, because any law does not have only positive sides of the rules, it may be negative side of rules. So negative side rules generally based on the development versus sustainability. Development, in the background of development, you cannot design your development policy in such a manner that the future generation should get harm. You will have to be careful. Whatever procedure you are going to develop in the legislature state, in that situations you will have to keep in mind, because without maintaining the self-sustainable development SD, all the laws and all the rules is no meaning, because if it is hampering the society in the future, then what is the use of that law in the current times? So this is the legislature state, so many committees, so many members gives their suggestion and don't agree to pass that bill, because environmental issue is a prime objective. If environmental is not in the condition, then ecosystem will get disturbed. So did you get that the legislature state? And after making law by the legislature, again it becomes problematic. Because why it gets contradiction? Because that law is meant for every department, but question is that who is the central nodal agency of implementing that law? Environmental से related है, in that situation it is the forest department, है ना? The forest department takes this law in the sacrosanct manner that you should follow this rule without any questioning ki how and why. He is supposed to make a FIR against the officials who is the other departments, belonging to the other departments. In that situation it will become very very complex issue. ऐसा क्यों होता है? Because the Ministry of Forest and Climate Change is one ministry, and during implementation there are lots of departments whose policy, whose rules are saying something else. You cannot cut the tree who is standing adjacent of the railway track. But in the Railway Act it is mentioned that you can cut the tree if it is dangerous to fall down on the track. So there is contradiction. So such type of issues involved in the, second is if mining ministry is taking bombardment blast in mining, then again environmental pollution and environmental activities comes in the picture. The tussle between forest ministry and ministry of mines gets in questions. They saying that this is my policy, another saying that this is my policy. So contradiction of policy, contradiction of law creates in implementation of the environmental issues. तो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. तो इस टाइप के इश्यूज तमाम रहते हैं. क्लियर है ना? इस पे एक दो लाइन और भी कुछ लिखा जा सकता है, बोला जा सकता है. तो द कंट्राडिक्शन इज द मेन प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है ना? तो दो इशू है इस पे. इन ड्यूरिंग लेजिस्लेशन and after making legislation, that is law, and implementation of law is contradictory amongst the user department and the other departments, because railway trying to always say that my train should not met with accident, that's why I will chop off this tree. That is
state government and
center and
state.
so there is forest is under the concurrent list, not a state list. Both the government, state as well as center, can make the law, but generally it does not create contradiction. Generally, if there is contradiction, then the union law will be prevailed. So this is the clear cut. Ultimately जो है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज द ऑनर ऑफ दिस नेशन स्टेट ऑफ इंडिया ना. हाँ, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन.
Discuss the strategies for wasteland reclamation.
डिस्कस द हाँ एक मिनट. स्ट्रेटेजी और हाँ
Wasteland reclamation.
वेस्टलैंड रिक्लेमेशन मतलब रिक्लेमेशन CLAIM सही है ना. तो रिक्लेमेशन मीन्स व्हाट?
Reclamation means conversion of wasteland into land suitable for use of habitation or cultivation.
ओहो,
Reclamation. We
okay.
have made it.
That is rehabilitation sort of thing.
Rescuing from the errand returning to a rightful course.
Okay.
Means conversion of wasteland into main habitable land.
That is transformation from bad to good.
Wasteland reclamation means we have to change wasteland to habitable land.
So what a strategy? Wasteland, that is the land which does not produce anything. The land is so saline, mid soil is so saline that it is not producing anything, and that wasteland is just kept idle. Okay, first.
What is the need?
मतलब मोटा मोटी सेम है. तो स्ट्रेटजी फॉर वेस्टलैंड रिक्लेमेशन क्या होगा? हाउ कैन यू कन्वर्ट द वेस्टलैंड इनटू द गुड लैंड, फर्टाइल लैंड, है ना, यूजेबल. Otherwise, if you are going to build any construction, then there is no use. If you are converting wasteland into the reclamation, it means that there is demand, there is process. By adopting that process, you can convert that land into the fertile land, like saline area जहाँ कोस्टल होता है, तो उसको कैसे जो है आप रिक्लेम करेंगे. तो व्हाट इज द स्ट्रेटजी? First strategy, you should mark the regional variations of land, regional quality of land या soil, है ना. First you will have to sorting out the quality of land on the regional basis, east, west, central. You just make an hub, geographical hub, and you try to sorting out which land is wasteland and which is not wasteland. So first we will have to sorting the wasteland. After the sorting out, you will have to check the soil health, है ना. Second strategy will be to check the soil health, how it is useful, how much it is will produce. After that, after checking the soil health, you should consider the crop pattern which is going on in that area. Which type of crops, how much irrigation, how much things is required for that wasteland. See how much quantity of land can be accommodated, can be used to plant any crops. So crop pattern की study करनी पड़ेगी. The third strategy will be crop pattern. Fourth study will be include what will be the yield. What will be the yield per acre or per hectare on that land if you are converting from waste to habitable. So this strategy to be kept in mind by adopting these 3, 4, 5 strategy, you can reclaim wasteland. ठीक है. और भी पॉइंट. हाँ, वेस्टलैंड मैनेजमेंट एक्ट है सर. हाँ, वेस्टलैंड से रिलेटेड एक है. तो अगर सपोज दिस इज वेस्ट, इट कैन नॉट बी यूज इन एनी क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न, then the next alternative you can suggest कि that land to be used to install factory or any product unit and anything which is not going to produce any single crop. And you can develop non-agricultural activities like industries, like plants, like housing society, like shopping center. There are lots of land which is yes. जैसे there are so many organizations in government of India like railway which have so much land that they are not able to use in the proper manner, and right from after independence it is lying waste. It is better to give someone who will build school, college, medical institutes, shopping complex, entertainment center. So that wasteland to be used. And the government policy which is related with the disinvestment, the selling of wasteland is also a part of that. Yeah, disinvestment. Are you getting my point? So this terminology can also be put here because this will be new. Disinvestment of this type of activity by selling out, by scraping out and getting the money back from the so that is new concept, that is land monetization. So land monetization is a system by which we are selling the wasteland which is not usable for the organization. In that situation it is become fruitful, and we are converting that wasteland into reclamation. Clear है? Good. Yes. You always try to put some such type of new terminology. That's yes. Because your terminology, your vocabulary makes lot of difference to score high over others. है ना? शब्दों का जाल है. Next. What is next? हो गया? अरे देखो और होगा. ओके, बंद कर दो फिर इसे.